Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Little War of the Walkers. Maybe the first episode I've recorded so far. I don't know. We've been streaming this. And I thought I'd get a little bit of work done this evening with the new base. We started this the other day. And I just wanted to kind of see what things were, how they were going to look exactly. The one thing that I need to do is I need to figure out what kind of pit I'm going to do around this, because I definitely want to do a pit. I think I actually want to go 3 wide on the pit. All right. So, and the pit would be on the outside. I think the way I did it before on the cathedral base, I didn't like that so much. I think I'm just going to leave this row right there the way it is. But out here, we'll go like 3 out from this, which will force them down the hallways. They'll have no choice but to run around that. Now, I might leave this wall. I know that could work out to be a boo-boo. And I also thought about maybe I went a little too wide, a little too long. Maybe I shouldn't have done it as long as I did. But I wanted to give myself a little bit of, because we'll have ourselves barred off right here. I wanted to give myself a little bit of way to kind of hide back, because this will be all walled off. You won't be able to see me from out there, from the cops, so they don't just stand right there. But I don't know. I think by making it shorter, it's going to be better. But let's get to work. Guess I could, if I wanted to do it 3 wide, what I could do is I can dig it 2 across, or well, I'll show you. I'll show you here in a minute. It's going to be easier just to show you than it is to do it. Maybe we can just get one side done here real quick. I don't know. I may actually cut and edit this episode. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever even really done that with a 7 days episode. Maybe I have. So boy, once I start going with this, there's no turning back. There's no easy way out of what I'm about to do right here. What I might do, though, is I may start digging this just for time's sake, and then edit the rest out. I don't want to waste my rebar. Rebar is not super easy to come by on this mod. It's not like vanilla where you're just pooping out rebar in the forge. You have to actually make the rebar and then bend it into the rebar frames. So it's not quite as simplistic as the vanilla version. I feel like my game sound could come up a little bit. Let me check the volume here. Hate to do this in the middle of an episode. No, it's on 85%. But anyway, so that would be that way, and then we might as well do this number right here. Let's just go all the way down to right here and dig that like so. Might have to seal myself up in here too, you know, so we get these crazy wandering hordes here on War of the Walkers, the soldier hordes and so forth, so on. Maybe if I seal myself off from up top, they don't fall in on me and ruin our episode here, ruin my day. Trying to get some of this. This is all clay, and we can use that. So it'll be something like that. Now, I don't know what bedrock is. It +3 or something weird on here. I'm at +69 now. So it's going to be a heck of a pit. It's going to go a long way down. Like I said, I'm just going to record, and maybe I cut this part out of it. I'm gonna flap my jaws here while I do this. And who knows if it'll make it into the episode, but certainly necessary part of what we're doing here. And if I were streaming this, we'd just document it all. You know, we document it all. But I think because I'm trying to get as much done in a shorter period of time as I can, I might do it, might record it, and then just cut this part out of the episode. I'll show you what I'm doing though, so you get an idea. So I only need to dig And this HD auger is just going to chew right through it. But I only need to dig the outsides of it. I can collapse the middle, you know. Maybe we did that on the cathedral base on vanilla. I guess we did that way. I'm probably not showing you a technique that's anything new, but if you're going to do it 3 wide or 5 wide or whatever, you only have to dig out the outer bands of it. And I just goofed up right there. Let me see, can I make ground in my inventory on this mod? I forget. Forest ground. Yeah, let's just make 528 of it. I'm never going to use all of that, but we're actually, oh yeah, okay. I do have I was going to say I need to get out of here because I don't have anything to drink in my inventory, but look at that. Came prepared, folks. Came prepared to dig today. So we weren't able to make this happen this past weekend. I was a bit fatigued. Went out of town for a few days. I came back with a scratchy throat and just didn't feel like going for longer than a couple hours. But this was the next step. Once I got the base dimensions laid out. Oh God, why do I keep doing that? I needed to dig the pit and see how exactly it was going to work and look, and think this is how I want to do it. Boy, I hope this is the way I wanted to do it. We can always just, if it turns out and I look back and I say, you know what, I don't want to do this, I can just cap it off at ground level, put 2 layers of stone or something, or concrete, maybe a layer of stone and then a layer of concrete on top of it, and it'll be fine, even if a cop explodes. I've never had cops blow through concrete on the ground before. They might blow through it on the walls or the ceiling or you know, but I've never had them blow through it on the ground. So maybe their explosion, you know, the directional of that explosion only applies to around them and not below them as much, because they do a little damage to the flooring. But we're gonna get a lot of levels here too doing this. Know that. Fortunately for us, this is not a massive undertaking like the cathedral base, because it's just a little small area here we're digging out. This is a tiny little area. I can just zip around here. We may not even need to go to bedrock. I don't know. I just want to ensure that they're not tempted to fall into it, because, you know, if it's so deep, they have a good knack for just standing around the outside of it. They have a tendency to not want to drop down in a deep pit. Look at that. I can just hold forward. I need to repair my auger in a minute, but I can just hold forward. Don't even have to slow down. Oh yeah, we'll get through this fast. This won't be as painful as vanilla. Remember, we dug that massive pit out around the cathedral base on vanilla, and that took us, what, 2 weekends worth of streaming or something like that to dig all that out? This is not going to take long at all, because I can pretty much, well, it's 2-click stone. 2-click done with this HD auger. I have a 600 blade on this bad boy, and it does not play around. I miss a little spot or two like that every once in a while. It kind of slows me down, but my goodness, it's efficient. Enjoying the raft game. Just recorded an episode last night, and oh, I had a mishap with that. It took 6 hours for me to render the video. It's about 80 gigs. And left it on overnight. Got up the next morning. 6 a.m. Should have been done. Darn thing crashed, or ran out of memory, it said. I didn't have enough memory on the hard drive, even though I still had a few hundred gigs left on the SSD. Something happened. So I started the process over again. You know what we didn't do? We didn't cap it off, folks. We didn't cap it off. This is not good. I'm bleeding. Let's do this number right here. We are infected. And I need to build my way back up here. That was almost bad. Yeah, I don't want to beat on my base. Don't you beat on my base. I just put this thing... Oh! Oh, gosh. Oh, cheerleader. What you doing, gal? What? Oh, the whole squad's here. Well, that was quite eventful. Hey, gal. Hold on there. Hold on to my lead for me. Is her leg in the way? Is that why I can't jump up? Doggone cheerleaders. Got the whole squad here. There we go. I could hear them up here beating on my base. I really don't know where there would be for them to stop and beat on. You just pass right through. I don't know. Well, I'm not even going to worry about capping it now, folks, because I should be done by the time the next wandering horde wanders along here. I guess. We'll take that chance. Little man's cold. While I was up there, I probably should have healed up my infection. Let me put my coat on. And let me use another first aid kit. Okay. We'll just auger right on through the bodies. But let me repair. And get that back on there. Okay. Well, here we go again. Well, I can almost hold down the shift key and run while wielding this auger. It's so darn efficient and effective. I was gonna say, well, I wonder why my athletics went up when I'm just holding an auger. But folks, if you've never held an auger like this, you just don't know. This thing will work you to death. Only problem is, an auger like this really doesn't cut through stone. It's only for dirt. And I tell you what, if you're trying, there's another level. Level 202. If you're trying to hold on to an auger like this by yourself and you're digging a fence post hole, you better be a man. Because if you hit a root or a piece of stone or something that's embedded into the soil and is pretty large, hit anything that could bind that blade, it's gonna send you on a little trip. You're gonna take a little trip. It's gonna throw you. It will work you to death doing this all day. I've dug many fence post holes using one of these things, and eventually we graduated up to we have a tractor called a backhoe, and the backhoe has hydraulics on the back, and we could attach an auger like this to the back of it, and so we use that moving forward. But for many years I used one of these things digging fence post holes. My goodness, it will work you after a day of this. You're quite fatigued. I'm going to check my level here in just a moment and see what depth we are at. All right, so we have now 38 skill points, and we are at plus 49. Okay, plus 49. So I'll go down more because that's not deep enough. Yeah, they'll fall into that. They'll want to jump into that. They'll say wee. Except for they really won't go when they hit the bottom. They'll just blast their way through this stone or whatever it is that I put in here. Yeah, I may not even upgrade this. You know, I did that before the cathedral base. I upgraded the stone to concrete. I dug it out. I don't think I'm going to do that on this base. Maybe at the very bottom, I upgrade a few layers to concrete or something. But I don't think I'm going to upgrade the concrete, the stone all the way from bedrock to the top in concrete. I think that's a waste of our time. We could finish this base and move on. Now, I'm counting on this base to be a really, really good design. I don't know. I'm actually leaning towards not using any shotgun turrets or auto turrets on this base just to see if it really will work without those. Because if so, and if they don't nerf the damage of dart traps on 17, I may start leaning towards the dart traps instead of shotgun turrets. I know they're not. I know that they're not tracking. They won't track their target, but you know, we'll just design the base with that in mind. We'll have them covering all corners and all areas, because it's a whole lot easier, folks, for me to get iron than it is for me to get coal, and nitrate, and paper to make gunpowder. And of course, you need bones for glue and wood. Combine those in the lab to make paper, and that's just a heck of a process to go through to have shotgun shell, you know, stack after stack. Look at that, another level. Well, one bonus on here to digging out a free fall pit is going to be that we gain a lot of levels. This is one of 4, folks. One of 4 that we're going to need to dig. No? Yeah, one of 4. I was going to say 8, but I'm combining the 2 on the each side, so. Check my depth here again in just a moment. So I won't go all the way to bedrock if I think it's deep enough. If I look up and it feels good, feels right. But I really feel like it's going to need to be a bedrock fall in order to make this work, especially if I'm not going to upgrade it. Might as well go all the way down. Well, this is for all of you who enjoy mining, I guess. You get to watch me run around like a race course or something with the auger. It's like I'm in a race. So our level is plus 40. All right, so we went from we're 30 deep so far. We're 30 deep. We started at plus 70, basically. Doggone it! I didn't mean to do that. Let's replace that with some dirt. Have a little fuzzy growing off of there, a little chia. Anyone remember those? A little chia pet with the grass growing off that one spot. It'd be kind of weird looking, but oh well. I wonder, can I make stone? I can make destroyed stone in my inventory. 6,000 exactly. Let's just make 500. How about that? Let's get this off of our belt, and let's get the destroyed stone on there. At least it'll match, and we won't have a chia. We won't have a chia pet growing on the side of our pit. I gotta go down there and take Logan's lawn care trimmers and trim it up. Well, you gotta be careful here though. If you misclick on this auger, like if you accidentally aim somewhere that you don't want to aim, you're gonna take a chunk out of whatever it is that you hit. 2 clicks, done. Yeah, this isn't going to take long at all. I was a little, not really looking forward to digging this out because of what we went through with the cathedral base. And I said, well, we just did this like a month ago. And now we're back at it again. But I don't think this is going to be too bad. Okay, so that's not destroyed. That was just damaged, but we're going to replace it anyway. Does it look bad? It just looked bad. But yeah, this won't take us any time. What I'll do is here on today's episode, I'll kind of dig this out, get a feel for what it looks like, if it is what I think will work. And if it is, we'll save the other 3 for a stream. We'll save the other 3 for a stream. How long have we been going now? For 20 minutes? Okay. Ring around the rosy here, folks. One thing I could benefit from that we don't have on here that we had on our sort of personalized version of 7 days, another level. It's the increased capacity, fuel capacity of the auger. 400 is greater than whatever it normally is. I think it's double. Isn't it normally 200, I think, capacity on vanilla? And we increased ours to, you know, a couple thousand, 5,000, whatever it was. Something so we didn't have to reload constantly while we're doing stuff like this, while we're mining. And that was to help us get through the content faster, really. And it helped. It certainly helped. Increasing stack size helped. They've done that for us here on this mod already. They've increased the stack size, similar to what we had on our, I call it vanilla series, but you know, really, technically it was modded as well. Slightly modded. Sprinkles. And that's nice. I don't have to go through there and do that. Change all those stack sizes and stuff. Because that was something we did over the course of months. 7, 8 months or whatever it was that we worked on that series. It wasn't something I did all at once. If I had to sit there and do it all at once, make you pull your hair out. Pull your hair out. Get all country on you. Let's check my elevation here again. As soon as I get this one more ring done, I'm gonna look up first. Let's see what we're at. All right, we are at plus 29, so we're down 40. It's still not like what Bedrock would be on vanilla. Really feel like we need to go all the way to Bedrock. The deeper the better, folks. I mean, it really is, because it seems like anytime I've built a base on a hill, a mountain, and it's a 60, 70, 80 block drop, they won't fall into that pit. Darn it, they refuse to fall in. And I can have the base in the center and the pit around the outside. They will not fall into it. If you make it about 30 or 40 deep, oh, they'll pour into it. Like raindrops falling on your head. They'll just pour into it. So I want to make sure I can get it deep enough so that they don't want to fall into it. And it's just kind of funny how that works, because you don't want them to fall into it, and they do. And then you want them to fall into it, and then they won't. I don't know. Maybe the game knows your intentions. Maybe the AI is that intelligent, but I doubt it. Yeah, I built a base on the multiplayer server back on 15, Alpha 15. And we had to have 2 people to operate that darn thing. One person had to go up top and encourage the zombies to fall in, and the other person had to stand down at the bottom and clear out the pit. Because, you know, the squishies, the corpses, they act as a cushion. So what a pain that was. You know, it took forever to build that thing. Forever. And darn thing just didn't work. It was too deep. It was it's like 150 block drop or something like that. And Horde Night would show that you were hunted, you were detected, but you know, they would never fall into the pit, even though the pit surrounded the base you're standing in. And you go up top and they're all just kind of chilling. They're just standing there like, hey man, you know, we weren't coming down in that big hole of yours, but since you're up here, yeah. It was a 2-man operation. It's kind of a failed base. I always like to get a base that you can handle the horde by yourself and not something that you have to have a buddy to play with. It's always fun to play with your buddies on here, but it's nice to have a base that you know, just solo it. Take a sip of my tasty beverage. So we're technically at Bedrock on vanilla. All right. That's the depth of Bedrock on vanilla, right? We started at 72 or 73. When I first looked at it, it was 69, but it's because I'd already dug down 2 blocks deep, or a few blocks deep. But I think the surface was, let's say, around 70. So if we dug to we dug to just 20, which was where we're at right now, 21 or something, we're right there at close to where bedrock would be. And I can go ahead and collapse this center part like I've been talking about doing. Like I said, I'll line the bottom of it with steel or something. Maybe we make some steel blocks that goes around and put some spikes down in here. You know what I mean? And just in case, I protected the cathedral base with shotgun turrets and auto turrets down in the pit. They weren't even needed, but just in case some were to fall in. But on this base, I don't know. I hope that the hallways are so shallow that so short that they'll just come running right in after me without hesitation. AI seems to work a little differently on here than it does vanilla, though. The zombies that they have modified, I don't know what they modified exactly. You know, I've never looked into their XML file to kind of pick through it. A lot of that doesn't make sense to me anyway, but zombies seem to act a bit different on here than they do on vanilla. I don't know. Maybe it's just all in my head. So I'm at plus 17. Doggone it, that's got to be close enough to bedrock to call it. What have we been digging for? About 15 minutes or something like that? At least 10 minutes, all right? Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. So roughly an hour. In 1 hour, we could have all 4 pits dug out. I broke my auger here. You never even know it. Look at all that stone and the iron too. You know, like I said, there you go. There's 14,000 iron to make darts out of right there. And that's something else I need to do. I need to go back over to the base and I need to get those forges fired up. We cannot afford to not have them running at any point moving forward. If you know, we finish this base, or when we finish this base, we want to have that want to have all those darts ready to just put in the traps and go out. I need 100 and I forgot how much I said now. 198,000 darts or something. You know, it's not a terrible amount of darts, but we do need to have those. So right here, I am at plus 15. Remember that, folks. Plus 15 is where I'm at. I need to get myself a little hidey hole, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. Matter of fact, it needs to be a little deeper than that. I hope this will fall. Otherwise, we're going to have to frame it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's falling. Nice. We're just going to hide back here and let it all fall down. Yeah. That's the easiest way to do it, folks. If you want a 3 wide pit, just dig around the edges and collapse the center. There's no easier way of doing it than that. Pick up all that raw iron. Thank you. I want to stick my head out and look up, but I don't want to die. Not down in here. What a pain it would be to get back down in here, you know what I mean? I didn't make a way out this time. I usually always make a way out. Oh, well, that's it. That's it. Pit done. Sound like a caveman. Pit done. Nice. Nice little hole in the ground. Let's fill this hole in the ground in because that's directly beneath my base. Get my frames. Let's go to this corner over here and just build my way up. And what we'll do is we'll have the center with a hatch leading down to this area so we can get our work done down here and finish off any zombies that may fall into the pit. I'll have to come back down at some point and take these frames up. But for now, I should have looked at my frame count. Someone do that. Someone flip back and see what my frame count was at, so we know exactly how many blocks deep it is. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. I know plus 15 is where we stopped at. All of this is going to be concrete out here, going around and about. So if we left that like so, I swear, I know I'm going to fall into my own pit here at some point. I know it's happening. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air today. A little something like that. And then we'll do the same thing to this side over here. We'll come 3 out. And we'll probably go ahead and upgrade that. We'll leave it just for the time being. But I have to hollow out all underneath this base here. And like I said, I'll dig straight down to bedrock or to plus 15. I'll make a tunnel. And I kind of want to get the base because it's going to be so high. A big part of it built and supported before I ever go to bedrock. But I just wanted to take a look at this and see if I liked it. And it's like I said a minute ago, if we don't like it, I dig that clay out, make it concrete, put this and frame it in all the way across, and there's our floor, and it doesn't matter if we goofed up or whatever. Someone also said that I shouldn't put my electric fence post right here. I should dig them down one deeper. But no, I think I do want them there. I think I do want them there. And the dart traps are going to be here. Dart traps are going to be there. You know what I mean? So and then we'll have that sealed off right here. I'm going to put a sensor right here looking down. Or maybe it's not very high, is it? Maybe we make an extension off of this over here and have the sensor aiming down. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do this sensor. I was thinking I made this higher than what I made it. That's okay. And I don't think that the cops can explode and do damage through that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the dart traps up off of that, up away from the from here, like we did on the cathedral base. But anyway, there's our first of 4 pits, folks. We'll get back to it on a stream. Maybe we do some more recordings of this, and if we do, I'll get some more work done on the base itself and the design, and we'll hollow out all underneath here. Well, all of this needs to be hollow. This is where all of our wiring is going to go for our bottom level, and then we'll kind of start building things up a little bit too to put a floor in up top. So we'll have 3 tiers of power. We'll have a lower, mid, and upper tier of power. 3 generators should handle it all. Don't know if we're going to do any lights. We may just do some spotlights out there or some regular lights on the inside and here somewhere. I have to figure out how I'm going to do that. But that's going to be a tall build. Look at how tall that's going to be in order to provide me with enough room to not only put in the dart traps tier or so up from right there. See, I don't think we want to rest the dart traps on here. I think we want to have the dart traps right here on this tier. And then I probably even need to go a little higher though, don't I? Need to go a little higher if I did it that way. Because I want to have a walk around here so we can walk around it. Originally thought that maybe I want to set the dart traps there. Kind of worried that the cops are going to do damage to those, but maybe not. Maybe if it works like the cathedral did, then we don't even have to worry about it. They're just going to die. But either way, that's it, folks, for the day or for today's episode. I thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed a little mining madness mining Monday, but it's not really because it's probably Wednesday or Thursday by the time this thing airs. But yeah, have yourselves a good day, good evening, wherever you may be located. I'll see you all next time.